Most retail traders are at a major disadvantage and they don't even realize it. If you're only trading off the chart and slapping out market orders, you're pretty much playing checkers while the professionals are playing chess. And this video is going to be your upgrade. I'm going to walk you through how I scalp the futures market with lightning fast precision using the depth of market display, also known as the DOM, and how that ties directly into the setups we use in the VWAP Wave System. I'm going to show you how I use tools like hotkeys, limit orders, and even tools like Stream Deck to significantly speed up your execution so you don't hesitate or delay when the real setups hit, because that can cost you a lot of money. I'm going to show you how I move stops to break even in seconds, catch pullbacks with precision, and manage risk like a machine, even during the fastest of NQ rotations. In this video, we're going to dive into live trade examples from my trading stream, how to execute on the DOM display for high probability setups, and we're going to go over my favorite tools, hotkeys, and execution drills that will help you build confidence with this method nice and quick. This strategy tends to work best in highly liquid, fast-moving, and high-volume markets like NQ, Gold, and ES. And this is also where you're going to find the speed, the structure, and the volume necessary for this edge to really play out. If you've ever hesitated in a trade and completely missed the move, or were too slow and chased the move and got a terrible entry, this is for you. So let's get tactical and let's dive into the charts. Welcome to this training on using the DOM for lightning fast execution. If you're looking to scalp the futures market with precision, to eliminate hesitation and squeeze the most out of every high probability setup in the VWAP Wave System, then this video is going to be for you. By the end of this session, you'll know how price actually moves, how to execute like a sniper using the DOM, and how to train your reactions to be faster than 90% of retail traders. So let's dive in. Most traders are completely blind to how price actually moves. They trade off the chart alone. They're usually using market orders and wonder why their fills are sloppy and why they tend to chase entries way too late. That approach is just reactive. It's not preemptive. The DOM, or the depth of market, shows the real battle between buyers and sellers. It's a live auction, and it's ticking in real time. When you learn how to read and execute using it, your trades become much more intentional, not emotional based on what you're seeing on the chart. So let's break this down. On the left side of the DOM, you've got passive orders, limit buys that are sitting on the bid, and limit sells that are sitting on the ask. These are traders waiting to do business at their chosen price. On the other side of this, you have aggressive orders. These are the market buys that are going to hit the ask, and market sells that hit the bid. These are traders saying, get me in right now. Price doesn't move until a market order fills a passive one. And once all the passive orders are gone at that price level, price moves down to the next level. It's that simple. Price goes up because market buyers, the aggressive buyers, are lifting the passive limit orders sitting on the offer. Price goes down, sellers are hitting the bid. So you need to understand that price moves when aggressive orders absorb passive liquidity. That's the core mechanic of the auction. So here's what you're actually seeing when you look at the DOM. The bid column on the left, this shows where buyers are stacked with limit orders and how much size is waiting to be bought if you're using level 2 data. The column on the right, this is the ask column. This shows where sellers are waiting to sell on the offer. The size is going to tell you how much resting liquidity is at that level, how many orders or how many contracts are waiting to be filled. And then the last traded price, this is where the most recent fill took place. And it was either a market buy or a market sell. This isn't a lagging indicator. This is the actual auction happening in real time. It's 100% live. It doesn't get any more live than this. So when you begin to see the auction, you tend to stop guessing. You see whether price is getting accepted or rejected as it happens. So let me show you how I use the DOM to enter with precision. Let's say I want to buy a pullback at a VWAP band or a low volume node. I hover my mouse over the left-hand side of the bid, and with one left click, I place a buy limit order. If I want to short at resistance, I hover over the ask and I left click at that price level and my limit order is in. Once price comes up to my limit order and hits it with a market order, I'm filled. Then I immediately left click below or above to place my limit order to get out, and as soon as it's moving in my favor, I can right click to enter a stop loss at my price or below it or above it. This is much faster than placing orders on the chart, and it puts you in control of where you enter, not the market. But we don't fire off DOM orders randomly. All right? We're not looking to gamble here like a slot machine on the DOM. DOM scalping becomes powerful when it's aligned with structure. So we're looking for one or standard deviation bands on the VWAP or the VWAP Wave System setups. We're looking for volume profile, high volume nodes, low volume nodes, both on the intraday, on the higher time frames. We're looking at the initial balance highs and lows and its extension levels. And we're looking at these for failed breakouts or reclaim zones. These are the areas where the large players are very active. And the DOM helps us enter with confidence when price hits those zones accurately and preemptively. If we try and get in after the fact, we're usually going to be late or too early and get terrible fills. So ultimately, the DOM gets us in with real edge, not emotion. So let's go over a live trade example. Okay, let's give you the stage for this trade. This is my live trading stream from July 31st. We're trading the New York Open, and it's roughly a little after 10:30 in the morning, around 10:50 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm watching this key level down in the 560s. You could see it marked out with this gray box. This is actually coming from the higher time frame, and it has a confluence with a value area high on the composite along with the weekly VWAP. So we're looking for a long trade at a key level. And you can see on the left here, I already have a bunch of limit orders in at that level as I expect it to test this level, fill some of these orders, bounce, and whether it goes down more or up, it doesn't really matter. I'm just trading the reaction at this level. So let's let it play. All right, here it comes, filled me. I'm in at 561. I have 7 contracts, scaled out 1, 3 of them already. 1 more. I have 2 left. Getting out on the ask. And that's it. Just closed it out. That's how fast it was. Closed for, I was down 200, so I closed it for 511. It was a $700 trade in seconds. Getting in on the limit orders, getting out on the ask, and then ultimately flattening all with my last 2 contracts. Very, very fast scalp. Reaction at my level. Now let's talk about the tools. If you're scalping fast markets like NQ, your execution speed matters. I've mapped hotkeys to execute a flatten all, get me out of all the positions and orders immediately. Cancel all, this keeps me in my position, but just gets rid of all the limit orders or stops that are sitting on the DOM. I have buy, sell at the bid or the ask. So if I want to get in a limit order immediately, wherever the bid or the ask is. And then to stop at break even, right? A quick button that puts my stop immediately at break even and I can't lose on the trade. And then I have these various buttons to scale how much size I'm going to use, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or more contracts. I also use this tool called a stream deck, and this is essentially my macros labeled with what they are. It's almost like a controller. Allows me to get in real fast All right, and it allows me to have a quick tool in my hand to be able to execute these orders immediately. This setup removes hesitation. So I'm not fumbling for buttons. I just act. And the more you use it, the quicker you get. Let's talk about the DOM execution drills that can help us practice. Now you're going to want to use these in a practice account. No need to practice with a real evaluation or funded account or real money. Just use a demo. Drill 1 is going to help you execute with your limit entry reaction time. You're going to pick a structural level. You're going to place a limit order at that level or several limit orders at the level, and maybe separate them by a few ticks so you can try and get in with a good average price. You're going to cancel all if there's no fill and it's reacting early. You might need to try and front run levels. That means getting in before the level with one contract and then maybe placing a few as it goes through. And then you're going to quickly scale out one contract at a time as it goes in your favor. Put your stop at break even. And if it goes against you and it keeps running, you need to get out quickly. It's not respecting the level. I want you to practice this for 1 to 2 hours every day. This will really help you get better at your scalping skills. Drill number 2 is going to be your break even stop reflex. All right, you're going to enter a micro at the position level. And then the second it turns green, I want you to scale out some contracts and then move your stop to break even. You could always get back in again. This is going to train the response time needed. I want you to repeat this until it feels ingrained. It's almost automatic. Here you're building speed, precision, and discipline. So when do we not use DOM scalps? All right, DOM scalping doesn't work in all conditions. You're going to want to avoid the really illiquid markets, the ones where the spreads are wide and the fills are slow. You don't want to use DOM into major news events or right at the open without structure. And you're going to be cautious during low volume Globex sessions or chop inside the initial balance. DOM scalping works when there's volume, structure, and pace. So those elements are necessary for successful edge. Lastly, why does the DOM matter? Let's recap what we covered. The DOM shows real-time price acceptance and rejection. Limit orders give you price, priority, and control. And the structure plus DOM is going to give you sniper entries with real edge. Hotkeys and drills are going to help you build this execution speed. It's all about practice. Just knowing this isn't enough. You're going to have to practice like any skill to get better at it. And the DOM isn't just a tool, it's your execution weapon. It turns your VWAP Wave setups into real, repeatable trades with real edge. If this training helped you, here's what you're going to do next. You're going to download the VWAP Wave Core Setup Guide if you don't have it. It's completely free. You can find a link to that in the description of this video. You're going to join our free Discord. You'll get the invite as soon as you download the guide. You can ask to see DOM examples, trade reviews, or even post your own. And be sure to like this video, subscribe, and comment below if you have any questions. I appreciate the time you took to watch this video, and I'll see you on the DOM. Let's get back to work.